To be honest, I think we've been trying to be too, the way I'd put it is like we've been trying to be too cute, we haven't, this past week and since I guess Saturday last week, we've just gone back to basics. Like we've gone back to basic rig, we've gone back to basic, like back to our basics in training. We're just gonna focus on fitness and speed and not all the other stuff that's being a distraction right now. And I think we made a little bit of a step this past weekend compared to the first weekend, but it wasn't anywhere near the step we need to make. I think they kind of learned a little bit of the bigger world. I think they learned like the 3 2Ks in a weekend was new for a lot of them because of COVID and not having these opportunities. So those are a couple big steps that we need to understand and be willing to undertake. It's been fine. Like I said, we've been back to our basics. Tuesday morning was a little rough just because the wind was way up, so we didn't get out, but we were able to do some erg work. Then we got some good piece work done this week. Some longer piece work is what we needed, and some consistent piece work. So that's been pretty good. Still need to find a little more speed in it as we go into the weekend, but like I said, we've got 4 weeks to find the speed that we need to find, and all we're going to be focused on is how to go faster each week. I mean, I think the understanding of what we need to do is getting a little bit better. I think understanding that like we need to be done with the cutesy stuff. Like we just got to go and row to, like we've been trying to like inch our way through stuff, and we need to just go out and throw kind of the sledgehammer at it and like put the power on, put the speed on, and ignore all the other stuff. We missed it a couple years post-COVID, just travel schedule and some of our home races didn't meet up. But it was a good race several years ago. They've expanded it a little bit, so we'll see a lot of good, like some of the competition we saw last week, as well as some other competition that are kind of our same in that like mid-major Region 2 group. So we really need to go out and, race our best. Whether that's a winning time or not is probably not there right now, but we need to make a big jump from last week. Like see who wants to race and who just wants to be on the team. Well, I mean, Steph being a volunteer coach obviously brings back that experience. I can't say enough about what Caitlin has done on the team from her freshman year to now as a 6th year grad student. Yeah, it's 5th. We just tease her because it feels like it's been 8. What she's done and come back and taken on and is looking at to be, she's trying to both row at the D1 level. She's in grad school, has another year of grad school, and like also going through the adult, transition of life. So she's really been a huge factor in our program, and I think her attitude of let's just do the hard part is a huge benefit to our whole team and 1B at this point. Not really. It's a dammed up section of of a river, so it's a lot like our lake. You race against the flow rate, but it's not a super high flow rate. Occoquan Reservoir, I've raced at myself like 20, 30, 40 times because it was basically kind of home race level for us. So it's a very familiar race course. It's a fair race course, and it's really just get on the race course and go. Not super change. I mean, it just changes our travel day. It pushes us off of like Sunday being our day off to Monday being the day off. And going into exams next week, it's really not bad to have that first Monday off. So it doesn't super affect us. It's actually giving us almost a full week of practice here at home, which is beneficial compared to last week where we had a 3-day turnaround. Uh, I don't think there are really any cons. Like you don't play defense in rowing, so you're just trying to put down your best time. You might find out some things that other boats do, and like their particular race pattern. Uh, but I mean, it's just seeing people that to be where we want to be, we've got to be able to beat. And we didn't do it last weekend, and we need to make a step towards it this weekend so that we can make another step towards it in 3 weeks. My hope is that we are going to make a big jump in understanding of how to stop trying to like inch our way through a boat and through our competition, and how to turn the gas on, turn the full speed on, stop being safe or, and just throw down a time and then let that stand for itself. I mean, I've gone up and down the hill at the Occoquan dozens, maybe not 100 plus times. I've had really, really good days in the Occoquan as an athlete. I've had good days as a coach. I've had bad days as a coach and as an athlete. So it's a race course. There's no like, it's not a like for me, it's not, race course isn't a hallowed ground. It's a place to go do what you've worked to do. And most of the time that means getting yourself to the finish line first. And so, yeah, it's home. I know it. I can tell you I have some very clear memories of that race, and racing there, but no, it's a place to go race and win, and all race courses are that. We have Monday off. This week's rough because of schedule with exams. So we have a lot of kind of individual practices with 1 or 2 boats and their coach based around their exam schedule. We'll get a pretty solid week of practice, Tuesday to Friday. And then, part of next week's getting working to get our course in. So that everything's ready for racing the next, on Saturday.